They've been mumbling away for 2 hours now. Priests have come from every town. The church looks beautiful. Magdalena fainted in the first response.
She's the one that's going to be the loneliest.
She's the one her father loved the most. But thank God we're alone for a minute. I came back here to eat.
If Bernarda should see you,
Since she doesn't eat, she'll like it if we don't starve. Bossy, tired. She'll be the loser now. I opened her jar of sausages.
why don't you give me some from my little girl?
Here, take a handful of garbanzo soup. Today, she won't notice.
Bernarda!
The old lady, is she locked up tight?
Which will turn to the key.
You should fasten the bone too. She has fingers like 5 skeleton keys.
Bernarda!
She's coming! Hurry, scrub everything clean. If Bernarda doesn't see things shine, she'll tear up the little hair that I have left.
Oh, no.
She tyrannizes everyone around her. She could sit on your heart and watch you die for a whole year without taking that cool smile off her damn face. Scrub those sides!
My hands are bleeding from all this scrubbing.
She, the most immaculate, the most decent. She, the most superior. Her poor husband has earned a good rest.
Did all the relatives come?
Hers did. His people hate her. They just came to see him dead, make the sign of the cross, and get out.
But she's been good to you.
30 years washing her sheets, 30 years eating her leftovers, nights watching over her when she coughs, entire days peering through cracks to spy on the neighbors and bring her back the gossip, a life with no secrets from each other, and yet damn her, made she have a horrible pain, like nails stuck to her eyes.
Hosea!
But I'm a good dog. I bark when I'm told to, and I snap at recurses when she sets me on them. My sons work on her food. They both married now. Something almost sick.
Rest in peace. Say, Michael, be our angel.
I told you we were gonna leave! We'll never walk these walls! We need to burn it out! We'll do to serve you! I love you no more! I'm not going living after you have gone! I'm not going living!
Bernarda? Let's leave me alone work. Listening to everything was cleaning to receive the mourners. Get out! This is not where you belong. More like animals. Seem to be made of other substances.
The man left you this sack of money for prayers.
Thank them. We poured them a glass of brandy. Shush!
You have nothing to complain about. The whole town came.
Yes. To fill my house with the sweat of their underwear and the poison of their tongues.
Mother! Don't talk like that.
That's the way you must talk in this damn town. This town of rivers. Ugh, no town of rivers. Well, you always drink the water, fearing that it's poison.
Look what they have done to the floor.
You would think a herd of goats have walked on it. Adela, give me a fan.
Here you are.
Is this the fan that you give to a widow? Give me a black one. And learn to respect your father's memory.
Take mine.
What about you?
I don't feel warm.
Look for another. You're going to need one. During our 8 years of mourning, no one from the street shall enter this house. Pretend we have sealed up the doors and windows with bricks. That's how it was in my father's house. And in my grandfather's house. But in the meantime, you can embroider your trousseaux. I have 20 bolts of linen in the big chest. Magdalena can help you embroider them.
It's all the same to me.
If you don't want to embroider them, then don't. That way yours will stand out.
Neither mine nor yours. I know I'm not going to get married, or I kind of sacks in the middle, anything but sit in this dark room day after day.
That's what it means to be a woman.
To help me, woman.
Here, I tell you what to do. You can't run to your fathers with your stores anymore. A needle and a thread for females, a mule and a whip for males. That's how it is for people born with means.
Bernarda! Let me out!
Let her out now!
I could barely hold her. Your mother's 80 years old, but she's as strong as an oak.
Takes after my grandfather. It's just the same.
Several times during the funeral, I had to cover her mouth with an empty sack. To give her dishwater to drink and dog meat. That's what she said you give her.
She's up to no good.
She can let off steam in the patio.
She took her rings and amethyst earrings out of her trunk. She put them on and told me she wanted to get married.
Go with her and be sure she doesn't go near the well.
Don't worry, she won't throw herself in.
It's not that. Out there, the neighbors can see her from their window.
We're going to change our clothes.
Very well. But don't take the veil off your head. Where's the enthusiast?
I saw her peering through the crack in the front door. The men had just left.
And you? Why'd you go there too?
I wanted to see if the hands had laid.
But the men must have already left.
A group of them were still standing around outside.
Enthusiast! Enthusiast!
What do you want?
Who are you looking at? At whom?
I know.
Is it proper for a woman of your class to go chasing after a man on the day of her father's funeral mass? Answer me. Who are you looking at?
Me.
You.
I know.
Wait.
Bernarda, calm down!
Get out of here! All of you!
She did it without thinking what she was doing, which was really wrong. It seemed strange to me to see her sneaking off towards the patio. Then she stood by the window listening to the men's conversation, which as always was not fit to hear.
That's why they come to funerals. What were they talking about?
They were talking about Paca la Roseta. Last night, they tied her husband up into a stall, threw her over the back of a horse, and carried her off to the top of the olive grove.
What about her?
Her? She agreed to it. They said she could go with her breast hanging out and makes me down in love as if he was playing a guitar. How horrible!
Then what?
What was going to happen? It was done when they got back. Paca la Roseta had her hair undone and was wearing a crown of flowers on her head.
She's the only loose woman we have in this town.
Because she's not from here. She's from far away. And the men that went with her are sons of strangers too. The men from here wouldn't marry you.
No. They would talk about it and watch it and lick their fingers about what goes on.
They say a lot of other things.
What?
I'm embarrassed to talk about them.
And my daughter heard?
Of course.
That one takes after her aunts. Soft and slippery, making cheap eyes at any little bargain who flatter them. How one must suffer and struggle to get people to behave decently and not like savages.
Your daughters are old enough to get married now. They give you little enough trouble. Angustas must be well over 30 by now.
39 to be exact.
Imagine! And she's never had a suitor.
None of them has had a suitor, nor needs one. They can get by very well.
I didn't mean to offend you.
400 miles around, no one can measure up to them. The men here are not in their class. What would you have me do? Turn them over to some field hand?
You should have gone to some other town.
Of course. To sell them.
No, Bernarda, to change. Of course, in other places, they will be the poor ones.
Hold that vicious tongue.
No one can talk to you. Can we or can we not be honest with each other?
chest.
Who could give some things away?
Nothing. Not one button. Not even a handkerchief we use to cover his face.
Have you taken your medicine?
For all the good it's going to do me.
But you have taken it.
I do things I have no faith in, but I do them like clockwork.
You seem livelier since the new doctor arrived.
I feel the same.
Did you notice? Adelaida wasn't at the funeral.
I knew she wouldn't be. Her fiance doesn't even let her go out, not even to the front door. She used to be full of fun. Now, she doesn't even powder her face.
Nowadays, you don't know whether it's better to get engaged or not.
It's better never to lay eyes on a man. Since I was younger, I've been afraid of them. I used to see them in a corral, yoking oxen, loading sacks of wheat, with their loud voices and clumsy feet. I was always afraid of growing up, in fear of finding myself in their clutches. I made me weak and ugly, and set me forever apart from them.
Don't say that. Enrique Humanis was after you, and he used to like you.
The things people make up. One time, I stood in my nightgown until daylight because his few hands daughter said he was going to come, and he didn't. It was all just talk. Then he went and married someone with more money than me.
And ugly as the devil?
What do they care about ugliness? All they care about is land, oxen, and a meek little girl to cook for them.
What are you doing?
We're just here.
And you?
I've been looking through the storage rooms.
One of your shoelaces is untied.
What difference does it make?
Just like one hanging phone.
One less.
Where's Adela?
She put on the green dress she makes wear on the day of her birthday. She went out into the corral and began to shout, "Chickens, chickens, look at me!" I had to laugh.
If mother had seen her.
Poor little thing. She's the youngest of us, and she has dreams. I would give anything to see her happy. What time is it? It must be 12 by now.
So late. It's just about to strike.
Do you know about it yet?
No.
Come on.
I don't know what you're referring to.
You two know more about it more than I do. You always have your heads together like two little sheep, but never confide in one another. About Pepe and Romano. They're already talking about it in town. Pepe Romano wants to marry Angustias. He was circling the house last night, and I think he'll send someone to ask for a hand soon.
I'm glad. He's a good man.
Me too. And Gustios has good qualities.
Neither one of you is glad.
Not really.
If he wanted Angustias for himself, Angustias as a woman, I would be glad, but he only wants it for her money. Even though Angustias is our sister in his family, we know she's old, in poor health, and has always had the least to offer any of us. Besides, if she looked like a scarecrow when she was 20, what can she look like now that she's 40?
Don't talk that way. Love comes to the one who least expects it.
After all, she is telling the truth. And Gustios has all of her father's money. She's the richest one in the house. Now that our father is dead and the estate is being settled, they're coming after her.
Pepe Romano is 25 years old and the best-looking man in town. It would be natural for him to be interested in you, Amina, or in Adela, who is 20 years old, but not to come looking for the gloomiest person in the house. A woman who talked through her nose like her father did.
Maybe he likes that.
I could never stand hypocrisy.
God help us.
Have the chickens seen you yet?
And what would you like me to do?
If mother sees you, she'll drag you out by the hair.
I had such dreams about wearing this dress. I planned to wear it the day we went to eat watermelons down by the mill. There wouldn't have been any other like it.
It's a lovely dress.
And it suits me very well. It's the best one Magdalena has ever made.
Well, what did the chickens have to say?
They gave me a gift of a few fleas that bit my leg.
What you could do is dye it black.
No, the best thing she could do is give Tangusias to marry Pepe and Romano.
But Pepe Romano?
Haven't you heard?
No.
Well, now you know.
But that's not possible.
Money makes everything possible.
Is that why she never after the funeral? And that man has the nerve.
He has the nerve to do anything.
What do you
You said that to me 3 times now, and I've chosen not to answer. So admit it. Wow. Don't remind me of it again. And Goose, yes!
Mother?
Have you dared to powder your face today? Have you dared even to wash your face on the day of your father's death?
It was not my father. Mine died some time ago. Don't you remember him anymore?
You owe more to that man, the father of your sisters, than you do to your own. Thanks to him, your future's assured.
We'll see about that.
Oh, yeah, out of respect!
Mother, let me go!
Go? Only after you're taking the powder off your face. Weakling, hussy, you're the image of your aunt!
Bernarda, don't be so hard on her.
Now get out!
What is going on?
Nothing is going on.
If you're arguing about the inheritance, you're the richest. You keep it on.
Keep your tongues.
Don't entertain the illusion that you're going to be a match for me. Until I leave this house, feet first, I will make the decisions. Mine and yours!
Bernarda! Where is my man teacher? I don't want any of you to have anything of mine, not my rings or my black mourning dress. Because none of you are going to get married, not one. Bernarda, hand me my pearl necklace.
Why'd you let her in?
She got away from me.
I escaped because I want to get away from here. I want to get married. I want to get married to a beautiful man at the edge of the sea. This is the man around here.
Be quiet, mother!
I will not be quiet. I like to see these old maids itching to get married, hearts turning to dust, but I want to go back to my own village. So I can get married and be happy.
Lock her up!
Let me come up, Bernarda.
Help her! All of you!
I want to get away from here. Let's get married at the edge of the sea. At the edge of the sea.
I've already cut the 3rd sheet.
It's for Amelia. And Lucia, shall I put Peppa's initials on it too?
No.
Adela, aren't you coming?
She must be lying down.
Something's wrong with that girl. She seems restless, shaky, frightened, as if she had a lizard between her breasts.
There's nothing more or less wrong with her than any of us.
All of us except Angus, yes.
I feel just fine. Anyone who doesn't like you can go to the devil.
Of course, let us admit the best thing about you is when you're figuring it out.
Fortunately, I'll soon be getting out of this hell.
Perhaps you won't be getting out.
Stop that talk.
Besides, gold in your purse is better than dark eyes in your face.
In one ear, not the other.
Open the door to the patio to see if we can get some fresh air.
It was so hot last night I couldn't get to sleep.
Neither could I.
I got up to cool off, too. It was dark, and there was a few drops of rain. It was 1 o'clock in the morning. The fire was rising up out of the ground. I got up, too. Angustias was still at her window with Pepe. So late. What time did he leave?
Magdalena, why ask if you saw him?
He must have left about 1:30.
Yes, how do you know?
I heard him cough, and I heard the pony stamping his hooves.
But I heard him leave around 4 o'clock.
That couldn't have been him.
I'm sure of it.
I thought so too.
How very strange. Tell me, Angustias, what did he say to you the first time that he came to your window?
Nothing. What would he say to me? It was just talk.
It really is strange how 2 people who never met suddenly see each other through a window grating and just like that, they're engaged.
Well, it didn't bother me.
I feel... I don't know what.
Not me, because when a man approaches a window grating, he knows from the people who come and go, who fetch and carry, that the answer will be yes.
Yes, but he must have asked.
Of course.
And how did he ask you?
No special way. You already know why I'm here. I mean a good woman, well behaved, and that's you, if you agree.
These things embarrass me.
And me, but you have to get through them.
Did he say any more?
Yes, he did all the talking.
How about you?
I couldn't. My heart almost jumped out of my mouth. It was the first time I was ever alone with a man that night.
And such a good-looking man.
He's not bad.
Such things are easier for people with little experience, who talk and say things and wave their hands around. The first time my husband and Marista the bird making into my window?
What happened?
It was very dark. I saw him coming closer, and when he arrived, he said to me, "Good evening." "Good evening," I said to him. And we didn't speak for more than half an hour. The sweat was running down my whole body. The body so came closer and closer, as if he wanted to squeeze through the bars. Then he whispered to me in a very low voice, "Come closer so I can feel you."
Oh. I thought mother was coming. She would have set us straight. Shush! She'll hear us.
Afterwards, he behaved himself. Instead of doing one thing or other, he took a breeder finches until he died. Anyway, it's best for a single woman like you to know that 15 days after the wedding, a man leaves the bed for the table, then the table for the tavern, and any woman who does not accept that rights away crying in the corner.
You went along with it.
Good, Bernarda.
Is it true you hit him sometimes?
I almost spoke his eye out.
That's how all women should be.
I'm from the same school as your mother. One day he said something or other to me, and I killed all his finches with a pestle from my kitchen mortar.
Adela, you should have missed this. Adela! I'll go see.
That child is ill.
Of course, she hardly sleeps.
What does she do?
How would I know what she does?
You should know better than me since you only sleep with the wolf between you two.
Envy is eating her up.
Don't exaggerate.
I see it in her eyes. She's beginning to look a little crazy.
Don't say crazy. This is the last place you can say that word.
Well, where is she asleep?
I don't feel well. Didn't you sleep well last night?
Yes.
Well then,
Leave me alone. Asleep or awake, I'll do whatever I want with my body. It's none of your business.
it's only my concern for you.
Concern or curiosity? Well, where are you all sewing? Go on. I wish I were invisible so I could walk through these rooms without being asked where I'm going.
Bernarda is calling you. The man who sells faces here.
Don't look at me. I'll give you my eyes. They're brighter. And my back to fix that crooked one of yours. So turn your head when I go by.
Adela, she is your sister. Besides, she's the one that loves you the most.
She follows me everywhere. Sometimes she peeks into my room to see if I'm asleep. She won't let me breathe. And it's always, what a shame about that face. What a shame about that body which will never belong to anyone. No! My body will be for anyone I please.
For Pepe and Romano, Mr. Magic.
What do you say?
What I said, Adela.
Be quiet.
Do you think I haven't noticed?
Lower your voice.
Get rid of those thoughts.
What do you know?
Old woman can see right through the walls. Tell me, where do you go at night when you get up?
I wish you were blind.
I have eyes in my hand and in my head when it comes to things like this. No matter how much I think about it, I can't figure out what you're up to. Tell me, why were you standing at the open window, half naked, with the light burning, the second time Pepe came to see your sister?
That's not true.
Don't be childish, Adela. Leave your sister alone, and if you want Pepe and Romano, control yourself. Besides, who says you can't marry him? Your sister on who says is sickly. She won't survive her first childbirth. She's narrowing the hips. Oh, and from what I know, I can tell she will die. There are people who go home with us in this country. They'll marry the youngest, the most beautiful, and that will be you. Leave on to that and forget about it. Or whatever you do, don't go against the law of God.
Be quiet.
I won't be quiet.
Mind your business, spy, traitor.
I have to be your shadow.
Instead of cleaning the house and going to bed to pray for your dead, you go sticking your nose into affairs of men and women like an old pig, so you can slobber all over them.
I keep watch so people won't spit when they come through that door.
What great affection for my sisters have suddenly come over you.
I have no affection for any of you. I want to live in a decent house. I don't want to be disgraced at my old age.
Your advice is useless. It's already too late. I wouldn't fight you. You're just a servant. I fight my mother to put out the fire that rises from my legs and mouth. What can you say about me? That I lock myself up? That I don't go to sleep? I'm smarter than you are. Let's see if you can catch this wild rabbit with your hands.
Don't define me, Adela. Don't define me. Because I can raise my voice, light the lamps, and make the bells
Bring
ring.
out 4,000 yellow flares and stuff them on the walls of the corral. No one can stop what has to happen from happening.
You care about him that
Not
much?
that much. When I look into his eyes, I feel like as if I'm slowly drinking his blood.
I can't listen to you.
Well, you will listen to me. I was afraid of you, but I'm stronger than you are.
Always arguing.
Of course. She insists that I go to the store in this heat to buy her I don't know what.
Did you buy me that bottle of perfume?
The most expensive one. And the face powder. I put in your room.
And keep your mouth shut.
We'll see about that.
Have you seen the lace? The lace for Lucy's wedding sheet is beautiful.
And this,
It's for me, for a shift.
you have to have a sense of humor.
Just for me to see. I have no need to exhibit myself to anyone.
No one sees you in your shit.
Sometimes I adore underclothes. If I were rich, mine would be made of Dutch linen.
This lace is lovely for christening gowns and baby garments. I would never use it on mine. Now we'll see Lucius uses it on hers. If she decides to have babies, you will always swing day and night.
I don't plan to sell a stitch, much less take care of someone else's children. Just look at the women down the street, sacrificing their lives for those little brats.
Better off than you, and they stay laugh over there, and you hear them bashing each other around.
Then go work for them.
No, I'm stuck in this convent now.
The men back from the field!
They're turning the corner!
Let's go watch the window in my room!
Be careful not to open it too wide. They're old enough to give it a push to see who's looking.
What's the matter with you?
The heat makes me ill.
It's nothing more than that.
I wish November would come. The rain, the frost, anything but this interminable summer.
It'll soon pass. And come again.
I suppose. What time did you go to sleep last night?
I don't know. I sleep like a log.
Why? I thought I heard people in the corral.
Yes.
Very late.
And you weren't afraid?
No, I've heard it before. Other nights.
We should be careful. Could it have been the field hand?
The field hands come at 6.
Perhaps a wild mule.
That's it. A wild mule.
We have to warn the others.
No. Don't say anything. It could be I just imagined it.
Perhaps.
Amelia?
Yes.
Nothing.
Why did you call me?
I didn't mean to. It slipped out.
I never for a while.
Where is the picture of Pepe I had on my pillow? Which one of you has it?
Neither of us.
It's not that Pepe were a silver Saint Bartholomew.
Where is the picture?
What picture?
One of you was hidden it from me.
You had the effrontery to say that?
It was in my room and now it's not.
Could he have slipped out in the yard in the middle of the night? You know how Pepe likes to walk around in the moonlight.
Don't play tricks on me. When he comes, I'm going to tell him.
Don't do that. It will turn up.
I would like to know which one of you has it.
Somebody, anybody but me.
Of course.
What is all this commotion in my house? In the silence of this heavy heat? The neighbor must have their ears glued to the wall.
They have stolen my fiance's picture.
Who?
Them?
Which one of you? Answer me! Search the rooms. Look under the beds. This comes from not keeping you on a shorter leash. But I will haunt your dreams! Are you sure?
Yes.
Have you looked for it carefully?
Yes, mother.
At the end of my life, you will make me drink the bitterest poison a mother can swallow. Can you find it?
Here it is. It was.
Don't be afraid to tell me.
Between the sheets of materials.
Is that true?
It's true.
May God strike you dead. You two-faced scorpion. You troublemaker!
Don't you hit me, mother.
As much as I want to.
If I let you, do you hear that? Get away.
Don't be disrespectful to your mother.
Just leave her alone, please.
These aren't even tears like the nose
I'm
eyes.
not going to cry just to please you.
Why'd you take the picture?
Can't I play a joke on my own sister? Why else would I want it?
It was not a joke. You never liked games. Never. It was something else. Exploding in your heart. Admit it openly, once and for
Be
all.
quiet. Don't make me talk, because if I talk, the walls will collapse in shame.
A vicious tongue never stops lying.
Adela, you're both crazy!
And you torture us with your simple thoughts.
Others do things that are more simple.
Until they strip themselves naked and let the river sweep them away.
Shameless!
my fault Pepe has chosen me.
For your money!
Mother, silence!
For your fields and your orchards.
That's the truth.
Silence, I said! I saw the storm coming, but I didn't think it would burst so soon. Oh, what a hailstorm hit you had flung at my heart. But I'm not old yet, and I have 5 pennies for you. So even the fields are of my desolation. Get out of here! I must use a front hammer. Bernarda, remember, this is your duty.
May I speak?
Speak. Sorry you heard.
What
It's
I
never
have,
wise to let an outsider into the family circle.
what I have seen, I have seen.
You go see us must get married right away.
Of course. We need to get her away from here.
Not her, him.
Of course. We need to get him away from here. Good thinking.
I don't think. There are things we cannot and should not think. I give orders.
And do you believe you want to leave?
What's going on in that head of yours?
He, of course, will marry a goose deers.
Go on. I know you well enough to see you already have your knife out.
I never thought giving a warning could call murder.
You have something to warn me about?
I'm not making accusations, Bernarda. I'm only telling you, open your eyes and you'll see.
See what?
You have always been clever. You could see even with people from 100 miles away. I have often believed you could read people's minds. But your children are your children, and about them, you are blind.
Are you referring to my video?
Well, when it comes to material, why won't she hide the picture?
After all, she said it was a joke. What else could it be?
Do you believe that?
I don't believe it. It is so.
All right, it's your family you're dealing with. But if it were the neighbors across the street, what would you think?
Now you're getting to sharpen your knife.
Bernarda, something monstrous is happening here. I don't want to blame you, but you haven't allowed your daughters any freedom. Martiro is romantic no matter what you say. Why didn't you let her marry Enrique Humanas? Why did you send him a message not to come to her window the very day that he was coming?
And I would do it 1,000 times again. What? Never mix with that of the Amanis family. His father was a field hand.
This is what comes on in your years.
I do, because I can afford to. And you don't, because you know very well where you come from.
Don't remind me of that. I'm old now. I've always been grateful for your protection.
It wouldn't seem so.
Martiro will forget about this.
And if she doesn't, the worse for her. I don't think this is a monstrous thing happening here. Nothing is happening here. That's what you like. And if something does happen someday, rest assured we'll not go beyond these walls.
I don't know about that. There are also people in town that can read hidden thoughts from a distance.
How would you like to see me and my daughters on our way to the front door?
No one can know her own fate.
I know my fate, and that of my daughters. Will leave the brothel to a certain woman who is already dead.
Bernarda! Respect the memory of my mother!
Stop hounding me! You and your evil thoughts.
It's better if I don't get mixed up in anything.
That's what you should do. Work and keep your mouth shut. This is the obligation for those who are paid to work.
But I can't. Don't you think that Pepe will be better off married to Martiro or yes, to Adela?
I do not think so.
Adela, she said Romano's real fiancé.
Things are not the way we like them to be.
But it's strange. At her age, look at how taken Angustus is with her fiancé. For Angustus to be with Pepe seems wrong to me, and to other people, and even to the heir. Who knows if they get the ring?
But didn't you
toxic.
It's a lie.
That's what I was told.
Go on.
For more than a week, Pepe has been leaving here at 1 o'clock in the morning. May God strike him dead if I'm lying.
I heard him leave at 4 too.
Did you see him with your own eyes?
I didn't want to be seen. Don't you usually talk to him in the window facing the alley?
I talked to him in the window in my bedroom.
Then,
What's going on here?
Be careful, you'll see. But it's clear that Pepe was at one of the windows of your house at 4 o'clock in the morning.
I will surely know how to find out. If people in this town want to bear false witness, they'll find me hard as flint. This matter is not to be discussed. Sometimes other people like to stir up a wave of mud in order to destroy us.
I don't like to lie.
So something is going on.
Nothing is going on. I was born with my eyes open, and I'm sure to keep watch. You never closed them till the day I die.
I have the right to know.
You have no right except to obey. No one's going to push me around. And you, take care of your own affairs. No one's going to take a step without my hearing it.
There's a big car farming up the street. All their neighbors at their doors.
Run and find out what's happening. Where are you going? I always knew you busybodies would break your morning. All of you, to the patio.
Be happy I didn't happen to have opened my mouth.
I could have said things too.
And what could you have said? Wanting is not doing.
She who can does, and she who takes the first step. You wanted to, but you couldn't.
You won't go on like this much longer.
I'll have it all.
I'll tear you out of his arms.
Ontario, leave me alone.
Never.
He wants me in his
I
house.
saw the way he embraced you.
I didn't want to. It was like being dragged by a rope.
You'd be better off dead.
Bernarda!
What's going on?
Bernarda's daughter, the one who's not married, just had a baby. And no one knows who the father is.
A baby?
And to hide her shame, she killed it. They put it under some rocks. But some dogs with more feelings than many creatures put it out, as if it led by the hand of God. Now they want to kill her. They're dragging her down the street. The men are running down the path out of the olive grove, sounding so hard the foot are trembling.
Yes! Yes! Let them bring witch from olive branches and the hammers of their holes. Let them all come to kill her!
No, not to kill her.
Yes, let's go out there too.
Anyone who will tell us my people she should pay for
You
it!
should let her go. Go out there.
Let her pay for what she did.
Kill her before the civil guard gets here! Burn coal in the place where she said! Kill her!
No.
Kill her! Kill her! We're through eating now.
I'm going to the front door to stretch my legs and get some fresh air.
I'll go with you.
Me too. I'm not going to get lost.
You should have come to me at night.
I already told you I want you to speak to your sister Martini. I hope the picture was just a joke. You should forget it.
You know she doesn't love me.
We each know what we're thinking inside. I don't pry into people's feelings. I do want to keep up appearances and harmony within this family. Is that understood?
Yes.
That's so.
Anyways, you're going to be leaving very soon.
Not soon enough, I feel.
What time did you finish talking to Pepe last night?
12:30.
What does he have to say?
I find him distracted. He talks to me as if he's thinking of something else, and if I ask him what's wrong, he answers, we men have our own worries.
You shouldn't ask him, especially after you're married. When he speaks, and look at him when he looks at you. That way, you won't fight.
Look, I think he knows many things to me.
You shouldn't find out about them. Do not ask him. And above all, don't ever let him see you cry.
I should be happy. Pepe, until he grows blurred behind the bars of the window, as if being covered up by a cloud of dust like the sheep stir up.
It's only because you're frail.
I hope so. Magdalena's asleep.
Magdalena.
What a dark night.
You can't see 2 steps ahead of you.
A good night for thieves, for someone who needs a hiding place.
The stallion was in the middle of the crowd, twice as big, completely filled with darkness.
It's true. It was frightening. It
There's
was like a ghost.
stars as big as his face.
Our sister was staring at them so hard she almost broke her neck.
Don't you like it?
I don't care what goes on above these rooftops. I have enough with what goes on in these rooms.
That's how you are.
She has her way, and you have yours.
Good night.
Do you want to bed now?
Yes, Pepe can come tonight.
Mother, when there's a shooting star or a flash of lightning, why do we say, Blessed Santa Barbara, why are you riding up so high with holy water in the sky?
In the old days, they knew many things that we have forgotten.
I close my eyes so I won't see them.
Not me. I like to see things blazing through the sky after being motionless year after year.
But these things have nothing to do with us.
And it's best not to think about them.
What a great night. I like to stay up very late so I could enjoy the cool air from the fields.
But we have to get to bed. Magdalena!
She dozed off.
Magdalena!
Leave me in peace.
Go to bed!
You don't leave a person alone. Good night.
You go too.
Why isn't Angustia's fiance coming tonight?
You went on a trip.
Ah,
See you in the morning.
Are you still here?
Enjoying this silence. I'm still unable to find any trace of that monstrous thing you claim to have, buddy.
Bernarda, let's forget about that conversation.
In this house, there's no question of yes or no. My vigilance takes care of that.
Nothing is happening on the surface, and that's true. Your daughters are tucked away in the cabinet, and that's how they live. But neither you nor anyone else can see into your hearts.
My daughters breathe easily.
You care about them because you're their mother. For me, looking after your house is enough.
Now you decided to become silent.
I know my place, and I'm at peace.
The trouble is, you have nothing to talk about. If there was grass growing in this house, you bring every sheep in the neighborhood into graze.
I cover up more than you think.
Does your son still see Pepe at 4 o'clock in the morning? Does he still speak of the same malicious stories?
They say nothing.
Because they can't. Because there's no meat to bite into. Thanks to my watchful eyes.
Bernarda, I don't want to talk because I'm afraid of what you will do. Don't be too sure.
Absolutely sure.
Suddenly, lightning may strike. Suddenly, your heart may stop dead.
Nothing is happening here. I'm quite prepared to deal with your suppositions.
All the better for you.
All the better.
I have finished washing the dishes now. Is there anything else you want, Bernarda?
Nothing. I'm going to bed.
What time do you want me to call you?
Don't. Tonight, I'm going to sleep well.
When you can't fight the tide, it's easier to turn your back. That way, you won't see it.
She's so proud. She puts a blindfold on herself.
There's nothing I can do. I try to put a stop to all of this, but it frightens me too much. Do you hear the silence? Well, there's a storm brewing in every room. The day that it bursts, we will all be swept away. I've said what I have to say.
Bernarda thinks that no one can stand up to her. She doesn't realize the power a man can have over a woman.
It's not Juan Romano's fault. It's true that last year he was after Adela, and she was crazy for him. But she should have known her place and not let him on. A man is a man.
They said he spoke to Adela many nights.
It's true. And other things.
I don't know what's going to happen here.
things have already gone too far. Adela has already made up her mind to do whatever it takes. And the others keep watch all the time.
Arturo too?
She's the worst. She's a well of poison. She knows that Romano is not for her. She will crush the whole world if it were in her hands.
You're wicked.
They're women without men. That's all. When it comes to that, you even forget about your own blood. Shh.
What is it?
The doors are barking.
Someone was at the door.
Didn't you go to bed?
I came to get a drink of water.
I thought you were asleep.
I woke up thirsty. How about you? Aren't you guys going to bed?
Right away.
Let's go.
Bernarda doesn't give me a moment's rest the whole day.
Let's turn off the lamps.
Dogs are barking like mad.
They won't let us sleep tonight.
Oh, Marita. Come with me. To the edge of the city. The little ends I'll give you my breast. Bernarda! Cara de leoparda!
What?
Magdalena! Cara de hiena! Oh, Marita. Ba, ba, ba. We'll go to the gates at the palms of Bethlehem. You and I don't want to hide or go to sleep. The doors will open on its own, and then we'll hide. And in it will be a hut made of coral on a beach. Bernarda! Cara de leoparda! Magdalena, cara de hiena. Ovejita. We'll go to the palms at the gates of Bethlehem.
Grandmother? What are you doing?
Are you going to open the door for me? Who are you?
Where are you going?
I escaped. Who are you?
Go to bed.
Now I see you. You're Martillo. Martillo. Cara de Martillo. And when are you going to have a child? I have this one.
Where'd you get that?
I know what it is. Oh, why can't this be a child? It's better than have this than have nothing. Bernarda! Cara de leoparda! Magdalena! Cara de hiena!
Be quiet, be quiet.
It's true. Everything is very dark. Just because I have light hair, you think that I can't have babies. And yes, babies, babies, and babies. This one, I have right here, and have another child. And that one, another. And all of us, with hair and snow, will be like waves. One after another, after another. Then we'll all settle down. And we'll all have white hair. And we'll be like foam on the sea. Why isn't there any white foam here? Here is nothing but black mourning shops.
Don't talk so loud.
My neighbor, she used to have a child, and I used to bring her chocolate. And she would bring some to me. And so on. Forever and ever and ever. You will have white hair soon. But your neighbors won't come. I have to go now. But I'm afraid the dogs will bite me. Can you come with me to the fields? I don't like the fields. I like the houses. My houses that are open. You know, where the women are stretched across their bed with their little children, and the men are outside on their chairs. Pepe Romano is a giant. You all want him. But he's going to devour you. Because you're nothing but grains of wheat. Not grains of wheat. Frogs without tongues.
Come on, let's go to bed.
Okay, But you'll let me out later, won't you?
Of course.
Oh, Anita, child of mine, come with me to the edge of the sea. The little inn's at his door. I'll give you my grass.
Adela. Adela.
Why are you calling me?
Stay away from that man.
Who are you to say that?
That's no place for a decent woman.
Wouldn't you love to be there yourself?
The time has come for me to talk. Things cannot go on like this.
This is only the beginning. I expect to move forward. The looks and courage you don't have. I came to get what's mine, what belongs to me.
That hurtless man came here for someone else. You've come between them.
He came for the money, but his eyes were always for me.
I won't allow you to snatch him away. He is going to marry him.
You know better than I that he doesn't love her.
I know.
You know because he loves me.
Yes.
He loves me. He loves me.
Stick a knife in me if you like, but don't say that to me again.
That's why you're trying to keep me away from him. You don't care if he embraces a woman he doesn't love. Me neither. Yes, he could spend 100 years with that Gustias, but if he embraces me, it seems terrible. Because you love him too. You love him.
Yes. Let me say it openly. Yes. Let my breast explode like a bit of pomegranate. I love him. Don't embrace me. Don't try to soften my eyes. My blood is no longer your blood. I tried to think of you as a sister, but now I only see you
There
as
is
a
no
woman.
solution here. If one of us has to drown, let her drown. Pepe Romano is mine. He takes me to the reeds at the edge of the river.
Never.
I can't stand the heart of this house. Not after knowing the taste of his mouth. I'll be whatever he wants me to be. With the whole town against me, branding me with their fiery fingers, persecuted by people who claim to be decent. And right in front of them, I'll put a crown of thorns, like any mistress of a married man.
Be quiet.
Yes, yes. Let's go to bed. Let him marry Bruce, yes. But I'll go to a little house and meet him whenever he wants, whenever he feels the need.
That won't happen as long as I have one drop of blood in my body.
Not you, you're weak. I could bring a wild stallion to his knees with the strength of my little finger.
Don't raise your voice. I can't stand it. My heart is full of something so vicious I can't stop it from smothering me.
They told us to love our sisters. God must have abandoned you, because I've seen you as if I've never seen you before. Where are you going? Get away from the door.
Get past me.
Get away!
Mother! Mother!
Stop it! Stop it! How poor am I? There's no single bolt of lightning between my fingers.
She was with him. Look at her petticoats covered in straw.
That is the bed of a sinful woman.
I tell you this prison is over. This is what I do when the tyrants rise. I am his woman. Get that through your head and go out to the middle of the corral and tell him he's out there breathing like a lion.
Ah, the gun. Where is the gun?
No one is going to stop me.
You're not living here. You and your triumphant body, you thief. You're dishonored to this house.
Let her go so we'll never see her again.
There you go. I'm fighting now.
That's the end of Pepe Romano.
Did you kill him?
No, he ran off on his horse.
It's not my fault. The woman's gonna train you.
Then why did you say that? Because of her. I would have poured a river of blood over her head.
Damn you!
You're a monster.
Though it's better this way. Adela? Adela?
Oh shit.
not me. Pepe, he may go running off alive to the shadows of the poplars, but you will fall one day. Cut her down. My daughter has died a virgin. What? You know what this is saying? She died a virgin. You hear me? Send word for the bells to tell twice at dawn.
She was fortunate 1,000 times over. She had him.
I want no weeping. We will look death in the face.